Hey everybody. Today's topic of discussion is disassociation. Um, it's very dangerous, but it's also very commonplace in this world that we live in today, the society that we find ourselves trapped in. Um, and I use those words specifically trapped in because we did not create this, we did not design this, but we did play into it. Um, and the reason I went with disassociation, because the other topics on my mind were overcorrection and accountability, but we'll get to those. Disassociation is what I've been talking about, that victim mentality of people, again, claiming that victimhood, which, by the way, before everybody goes and gets up in arms, because I know immediately they did, when I say that victimhood mentality, it's that feeling that through means outside of your own control, then in some way you have been held down, repressed, oppressed, however you want to put it. And here's the point that I need people to understand. When I say that victimhood mentality, people automatically think, oh, well, I'm just claiming to be a victim. I'm not a victim. And that's not what I'm saying. We are actually all victims. And that's the problem, is people are disassociating from one another and not realizing that we are all victims of this system that's been set up around us that we all are trapped in. We can't escape it, because the only way to fix it and make it better is for us to come together. And they have made absolutely certain that that is not going to happen. Our divisions have subdivisions, Okay? We can't even separate ourselves into categories and leave it at that. We are so subdivided. They have made absolutely certain that we are not going to come together on anything. And it's all through psychological warfare, conditioning, the way we were taught, the things we're shown, and it all drives us to this point. And the problem is that everybody is disassociating from one another. Oh, well, you did me dirty, so all of your people are doing everyone else dirty, so you are the enemy. That is very dangerous thinking, folks. There are way too many people in this world to be thinking in that mentality. And almost everybody is doing it on some level, whether it be racial, gender. My personal favorite that I think is really screwing us the most is between the generations. Because the narrative that has been in most of our entertainment for the last, 4 or 5 years, and again, I say it really started with Star Wars. It probably started before that, but it became more noticeable in Star Wars. Let the past die. Kill it if you have to. And they phrase it in such a way that make people think that's empowering, when in fact it's leading to our own demise, because us getting away from the old ways is what's destroying us. Not to say that the old ways were perfect and did not need to be changed. That is not at all. But we were closer years ago than we are now to having a productive and safe society for all the members. We are taking that away from each other. It's not even them that's doing it to us. They're tricking us into doing it to each other. And we are allowing it because nobody wants to take accountability. Because if you sit back and say, you know what, yes, I did disassociate, I did dehumanize and even demonize an entire sect of people while claiming they were doing the same thing to me, and I therefore became the thing that I hate most. And most people will not give in to that logic. Or they're, no, you're crazy, I'm strong-willed, nobody indoctrinated me, these are my thoughts. And they refuse to believe that they've had the wool pulled over their eyes, and instead of acknowledging it and moving forward, they're letting themselves get stuck in that place. and this is something that I really need people to understand. Once we get over where we're stuck in our own headspace, do you not realize the numbers, the sheer numbers that we have as a society? We all agree the way this world is running right now is screwed up and can't nobody be happy in it. I'm sure there's a handful that, and again, the language you think in is the language you live in. I found tricks that make it more tolerable for me. But I'm still not satisfied. I'm not happy because I know we can do better. But we refuse to because everybody is avoiding that accountability. Plain and simple. We all think, oh, okay, well, when all this started and it screwed us up, who was in charge? White men. Who's the enemy of the world right now? White men. Instead of saying it was a handful of white men that got together and screwed everybody. No, we got to blame all of them. I mean, that's why I hate making these videos, because I am the very presenting of what everybody hates right now. Nobody wants to listen to me. I know that's why, I'm not getting through to anybody, because I present as what you all perceive as your enemy. Even though what I'm saying I know is right. Not to say that I'm closed-minded and you're not going to change my mind, but you're going to have to go a hell of a long way to change it. Because I know that's what's going on right now. I don't know all the details, and I don't claim to. But I do know, with just logical thinking and observation, I can see that much. Quit sticking yourself in this place that you are infallible. Nobody is. We're all human. We're all going to fall short. We're all going to make mistakes. It's okay. You don't have to live in the mistake. Once you realize the mistake, the best solution is, okay, don't make that mistake anymore. Yet, we've trapped ourselves in this place where we insist that we have to continue making the mistake and be at war with one another instead of getting together and going to war with our real enemy, whatever is causing this. And I don't know what that is. Some of you can say government. Some of you can say Illuminati. I don't know. But we're never going to find out if we don't come together and start putting the pieces together. Because everybody's looking at this puzzle and they're only playing with the pieces that fit them, not the whole picture. Until we can come together and get over the whole picture, take accountability for our own part in how we got where we are, and say, enough is enough, I'm tired of living like this, we're going to do things differently from here on out, we're screwed. Point blank. So that's my food for thought for the day. Step back, reflect. Think about the people that you dislike most. And instead of thinking about how much they're different from you, think about what they have similar to you. Because we all have, if nothing else in common, the fact that we are on the same planet at the same time sharing space. If that has to be your foundation for what brings us together, so be it. Because it's more than that. We're all just humans being. We're all trying to make our way in this life. But everybody wants to bash each other instead of just letting it unfold naturally. And it makes no sense. Like, we are literally living these miserable lives, scrimping, scrounging, going without, while people, have more than they need and don't give a damn about anybody else. And we're allowing it because we refuse to let go of our grudges and come together and say, let's make this make sense. So I will step off my soapbox for the day. But that is my grand food for thought. And I'm not saying you have to agree with me, but I am begging you, give me the time of day and just think about what I said. Take care.